What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassidy and this is My Planted Paradise. So for today's video, I figured we could propagate some Hoyas together. I'm tired of winter. A lot of my plants are kind of coming out of the winter season and they're starting to grow, especially like my philodendrons and things. But my plants, such as my Hoyas, kind of have seemed to started slowing down on their growth. So I don't know, I like to see Hoya growth, so I think I'm just gonna propagate a bunch of them just so I get some more action going. So that's what we're gonna do today. I brought several Hoyas out and I also brought my propagations. I've already started. I figure we can put some of these back in with the mothers if they're ready. Like this Hoya obscura propagation, I'm guessing is ready just because it's already growing right there. And then like this Hoya polyneura propagation is also starting to push out new growth. So I think those are probably ready to go back in with the mothers, but I don't know really. We will see. And yeah, so basically I'm just wanting all of my Hoyas to be nice big full baskets of Hoyas. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna propagate them and make even more Hoyas because that is just what I need in my life. Okay, so I guess the first Hoya we will cut, this is my Hoya pachyclada, and honestly it's kind of still growing. Like if you can see right there, there's a growth point coming out. So it is kind of growing still, but also I don't know, I'm kind of unimpressed. So there's a couple spots I would like to cut, so I think we will just go for it. So let's see. And you should definitely clean your scissors in between propagating. Will I? I don't know. But there's this cutting I just took, and I actually think I'm going to make that into two separate cuttings. Let's see if there's more. I really think I'm going to cut this whole little vine off. Oop, that wasn't a good cut. Then there's that little cutting right there. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for her today. Yeah, let's stop there. So that's the Hoya pachyclada. So the next Hoya is actually going to be my Hoya polyneura. I've actually already cut this one fairly recently, but it keeps getting spider mites, and that has caused it to have these like long vines where it's lost a bunch of the leaves. So you see right there, that's all like bare stem. And like this is another one, it's got a lot of bare stem and I just don't love the look of it, so I'm just gonna cut it again. Just gonna do it again because yeah. So let's see, I might leave that one. I think this one's just, this has got to go. So like even these, the leaves just look ugly too. I don't know. I'm not super impressed. So all my cuttings I'm just popping into this little pot right here for now. Let's see. This one is pretty bare. Do that. I really think I'm going to do this one too. Yep. And maybe I'll leave it at that for now. I don't know, I could get really chop happy. Should I? Yeah, I should. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop there. So there's the Hoya polyneura after the cuts. The next guy I want to propagate is my Hoya elliptica. So this guy was actually doing super well for a while, and then all of a sudden it just started tanking, and I hadn't changed the care or anything. I thought maybe it was the lighting, so I tried to move it down, I tried to move it up, and just nothing was really working. So then finally the other day, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I unpotted her and discovered root mealies. So that is why she has been so mad lately. So I did do a couple treatments and I've got her potted up in my DIY pond. But honestly, like, this leaf, like, if you can tell, it's completely paper thin. It's just not looking great, so I'm kind of nervous. So I think I want to take some propagations kind of as insurance, and if it does end up pulling through, then great. I'll just have more pieces to put into the plant, but if it doesn't, then I'll have insurance. So that is the plan. There's one little cutting. Gotta cover my face. Another one. Okay, and I don't really know if I should cut this vine or not. It doesn't have a ton of empty like stem, so it'd be kind of harder to get in there. So I think we're gonna leave her at that. There's the Hoya elliptica. This guy, so this is my Hoya Sarah, and yeah, she just looks kind of crazy. I don't think, like, this vine is dead. It looks dried up, so we might as well just go ahead and cut that off. I did have a little trash pot, but I don't know where it went. So let's just cut that off. Then I think we're gonna cut right here. So I just cut off basically all of the new growth, but it's just the sacrifice I'm wanting to make right now to have a nicer plant. So yeah, there's 1, 2, and 3. That one kind of pains me, but it will be better in the end. So that is my Hoya Sarah now. She looks a bit sad, but it'll be fine. It will be fine. Okay, so the next plant I want to cut and propagate is my Hoya Mathilde. Now this one actually is still growing, but I've noticed there's a couple vines that have like died off. So I want to just address those really quick. Like this back here, it's just completely dried up and dead. Let's see. This vine right here died off at the tip, and I don't see any more new growth points. So I think we will cut it off. It's actually stuck in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. So like this part of it is still healthy, but then if you see at the top where it was going to continue growing, it just dried up. Cutting off where it starts being dried up, and then we're going to cut this into 2 pieces. So we have those 2 Mathilde propagations. I don't know if there's anything else. This kind of looks dried up, so I'll just cut that off. Let's see, this one has definitely dried off, so let's cut that. There's another one. My camera does not like to focus. There we go. And that might be it. So there's the Hoya Mathilde after I cut her. She still looks crazy full. I don't even know. Yeah, her roots are starting to come out the bottom, but I doubt she's even anywhere close to being root bound, so not getting a repot right now. Next, this is my Hoya Crinkle 8, and if you can see, this back part kind of just dried up. So I might just, yeah, look, I can just kind of pull it out. So we might see if I can salvage any of that piece. I'm not sure. And then I might just leave the rest, honestly, because this is kind of growing. Like this whole stem right here is still pushing out new growth. So I don't really feel the need to propagate it. So I think we'll just leave it at that. It looks kind of silly, but we're gonna get it filled out in no time. Next Hoya, this is my Hoya Quinquinervia, and it's just one long strand. I'm kind of over it just being one long strand. So I think we're gonna do a good little cut right there, take off that whole top. And if you notice, it had dried off at the top, so it wasn't gonna keep growing, at least from that vine. So I didn't feel like keeping it, so cut that into two. So there are my two Hoya Quinquinervia propagations, and this is what she looks like after. Next, this is my Hoya de Ciantha, and it looks ill, so I don't know. I can't figure out what's been going on with it, so I think we're just, I really might go in for a pretty big chop, honestly, which is kind of scary at the same time. Let's just take her off and see. We might actually completely unpot this guy and then chop and figure it out. Another one that I think might, this is another one that I think might need a full chop, and it's my Hoya Viola that I had imported. It was doing really great, and then all of a sudden it just kind of started tanking. I think maybe the roots rotted, but I don't know. So yeah, I think she's gonna get a good big old chop and up pot. So maybe we need to up pot first, figure out what's going on, and then chop. I think that might be what we do. So give me just a second. Okay, so let's go ahead and unpot this Hoya de Ciantha. I had it like propped up with all these stakes. I'm thinking I may have given this one root rot because it's in this like terracotta but inside the grow tent, so I know it dries out pretty fast, and I'm guessing I probably didn't get to watering it enough. Take out the trellis. But then I'm also kind of scared now that I found root mealies that maybe it'll be, and I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so it is root mealies. I'm gonna see if I can find one that I can show you guys. I just saw like a small one down in this dirt, but I like on the elliptica they were really easy to see and they were quite large, but on here they're not as big yet. So I'm guessing she hasn't had them as long. But anyways, it is definitely root mealies. I don't know, I really can't find any to show you guys. But if you see, if you look there, you can see how white and fuzzy all that is. That's not just perlite, it's like root mealies. So I grabbed a container of water and hydrogen peroxide. And we're going to pop this whole root ball down in there and have it soak for probably, I don't know, 10 to 20 minutes maybe. Oh yep, here they come floating up to the top. Okay, so I actually want to quickly unpot this Hoya Viola and see if this is also going to have root mealies. I don't see any through the jar, and I'm pretty sure that this is just root rot, but I want to make extra sure because I also like reuse my pond and things like that, and I don't want to accidentally reuse it if it actually has mealy bugs on it. But also these may have rotted, so I might not want to reuse it anyways. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're good on this front. I don't see any white fuzzies. I'm pretty sure this is just root rot. Yeah. Definitely just some good old, these roots are just falling off. Just some nice root rot. So, this one, I might still go ahead and put in some hydrogen peroxide to kill off the bacteria that causes root rot, and then trim it up and cut it and go from there. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We are back. So, no, go. Go. So I've been soaking the Hoya Viola in water and hydrogen peroxide. Not because it had root mealies. I never saw any, and there's not any in this water, but because I'm pretty sure a lot of the roots had rotted. So now I just kind of want to cut most of them off, honestly. So if you can see, they're extremely stringy and just not healthy roots anymore. So I want to just cut them off, and look, my scissors are sanitized. And go from there. Go, Sky. Go. Go. I'm gonna pull, really none of them feel very healthy, so I might just start over from the beginning because they're all kind of just flaking off. See, this is kind of hard to take mini cuttings. Like this is going to be one big cutting just because of how close all of those leaves are together. There's no like internodal spacing for me to cut between. And let's see, that is growing, so we'll go right there. That has the two newest leaves. Then we've got a single leaf and double leaf and another single leaf that we're going to cut this tip off of. So there we go. Completely chopped up the Hoya Viola. Okay, so here is the Hoya de Santha. And if you look closely, I'm hoping I can find a mealy. Oh yeah, there's one right there is one. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that very well, but that is one right there. I don't know if you'll be able to see very many, but they are in there. Trust me. Ooh. So now I'm going to strip this of all this substrate, and then we're going to soak it again. Now I want to look at my propagations that I already previously had started, see what they're looking at like, and see if we can pot them up. So first let's look at this. I'm pretty certain this can be potted up. This is a Hoya polyneura, and I'm looking at the roots through the cup and I can already see them. So this has been rooting into my DIY pond mix and seems good. I don't really know how long it's been in there, but there are the roots. So she is definitely ready to be potted up with the mom. I almost wonder if I want to move the mom into DIY pond. Nah. So yeah, these roots look super healthy. So that one is a yes, definitely ready to be potted up. Okay, next one. Let's check this Hoya paki. Also in DIY pond, and yes, she also is rooted. So that is a Hoya paki cutting, so that can also be potted up. Now let's see, this is a Hoya obscura. She does have some roots, so she can be potted back in with mom. And this guy does not look rooted at all. Yeah. Actually, it's trying. It's a variegated Hindu rope, so I might just try to bury that a little bit better. And I might put this in my like terrarium. Just see if we could get that propagation going a little bit faster. Okay, so I grabbed some different containers, and I think now we'll go ahead and get all of our different propagations we took potted up into their containers to propagate, and then we'll be on our way. So I'm thinking they're either all going to go into pond or soil, just depending on what their parents are in. So like these paki cuttings, I think we will go ahead and put into soil because the mother plant is in soil. So it would just be easier and make more sense to already be rooted into soil. So I might just put all three of these in a cup together and do it that way. What's up, guys? So it is actually the next day. Last night I was finishing up potting up all of the propagations, and my camera died, so we're just going to recap. I'm going to show you guys what all we got from propagating yesterday. So I finished potting them all up, and this is everything we are left with. So here's our ellipticas, our Mathildes. There's 2 polyneura cuttings in each of these. There's a whole bunch. So I ended up completely chopping up the Hoya de Sayantha since it had root mealies after I finished the second treatment, and I just cut off all of the roots. So there's those guys. There's some there. There's more here, more right here. The Hoya Viola I completely chopped up. I think you guys saw that. Here's one of those. Here's another one. Let's see. And then here's some more. The paki. This is the Quinquinervia. That is Sarawak, Hoya, Crinkle 8. And yeah, oh, these I think are Daisantha sticks, but they had like peduncles on them and what looked like maybe leaves trying to emerge. So we're just seeing what happens, kind of like an experiment, but nothing might happen. So we'll just see. Then all the mothers are around here. I repotted the paki and added that cutting that I had rooted. Same with the polyneura. And then for the Hoya obscura, I had a cutting that was rooted. It's this piece right here. I just dug a hole and popped it down in there. So there are all the little mother plants. And yeah, so I think that is it for all of my propagations that I wanted to show you guys. And then I was going to also just mention, I finally chopped my Monstera Thai constellation. So there are 2 pieces in here. I didn't actually unpot it or anything, but if you can tell, like, I cut this top chunk from down here, so now they're actually 2 separate pieces. So I'm hoping we will see a new growth point come from down here, and that maybe this leaf will start to emerge, but they are both completely rooted with their aerial roots. And then I just wrapped it in some moss because my Thai constellation is extremely root bound, but I don't have a pot that it could fit right now, so it's just going to stay root bound until spring hits a little bit more, and then we will get it situated a little bit better. I'm trying to think. Oh, I finally potted up these Philodendron Camposportoanum cuttings all together with the moms, and the moms, if you can see, there's a new growth point popping out right there, and then there's another one right there popping out. So I did that. I don't think I've propagated anything else recently. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a propagation update, but I think that's it for right now. Let's double check and see. Oh, I do have these peperomia cuttings. They are completely rooted. I don't know if you'll be able to see through the bottle, but they've definitely rooted, as well as these cacti cuttings. So cacti root super easy and super fast in water, just in case you didn't know. It's so easy, and this happened so quick. Here's more propagations of my variegated epipremnum that I've just potted up. Look at this newest leaf, has that really cute stripe of white I really like. It's kind of it. I don't think I have much else as far as propagations go right now, you guys. So that might be the end of our little propagation video adventure. Let's double check the grow tent. It looks so empty from all the Hoyas I have out. Here's my Hoya serpens. It still hasn't grown any new leaves, but it's definitely rooted. Don't know if you can see. Definitely rooted down in there, so I'm hoping it will grow. Nothing else really. This Hoya marginata cutting, no growth yet. I think this is rooted, but I actually don't really see anything. Oh, here is this Bernardo that I propagated, Philodendron Bernardo Pottsii, and it is pushing out pretty well right now. I think that's probably it. My Hoya Lai is putting out a new little growth point. So is this Doi Tongue right there. Hoya Genevieve, not yet. So yeah, I think that's about it, you guys. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a like and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on more videos by me. And yeah, I guess I will just see you guys in my next one. Bye.